And now for another edition of Tea Time with Dr.
Hello,
Whimsy.
my fellow broke aristocrats, and thank you for joining me this Wednesday for our weekly tea time where we talk about all things frugal and we enjoy a great cup of tea. And to get started, I'm going to talk a little bit about tea. This is a gift I received from a colleague here for my birthday. It is a tasting of 10 teas. You can get this at Trader Joe's. And if you open it up, you see you've got 10 various different types of teas, loose leaf, that you get to try. And I've been working my way through it. Today I wanted a little bit of an oomph today. So I chose to do the gunpowder, which is a green tea, and I'll show it to you. It is loose leaf. I don't have a strainer today at the office, unfortunately, but that's okay. I don't mind using a spoon and clearing it out. With a green tea, you only want to soak it for about 1 to 2 minutes. I think I'm going to be overdoing it here. Sometimes that can give it an unpleasant feeling if you're not used to a green tea soaking for a long time. I'm going to go ahead and take a sip. It actually tastes really, really good. There's kind of a woody, earthy flavor to the gunpowder tea that I really like, and it's good stuff. I'm going to grab my Accountant a Reckoning book, and I want to have a conversation with you today for those of you who are starting a side business, or if you already have a business. We're going to be talking about the 3 aspects of business that make a business successful. And these 3 aspects of that make a business successful have been the same aspects of successful business since there has been business going on in the world. And so I think a lot of the times people get lost in the forest when they are starting a side hustle, when you are trying to get out of debt, when you're trying to be financially independent. All kinds of issues come up, all kinds of questions come up. People can get overwhelmed. I know that I certainly get overwhelmed. But if you look at these 3 aspects of business, I think it's going to help you get a little bit better organized. And the first aspect of starting a successful business is that you must have a product, and it must be a good product. This is rule number 1. You must have a product, and it must be a good product. Consider the possibility that people could be buying stuff, whether it's a service or an actual physical product, from somebody else. They can always shop around and get what you're offering, whether it's babysitting, cleaning houses, a website design company that you're doing from home. Whatever your particular business is, there's a real possibility that if you aren't doing a good job, they can simply go somewhere else. So the first rule of business is that you must be the best, or the best that you can be. Have a good product. This cannot be stressed enough, particularly in today's society where everybody wants to make a bunch of money and they want to do it very quickly. If you go on Amazon.com, so many people are selling cheap products on Amazon. Hey, I can get that blouse for $5. But then when you pay for that product, you realize that it's actually extremely poor quality. It doesn't look right, and you end up throwing it in the trash or donating it because it was not a good product, even though it was a good price and you thought, hey, I'll save money, I'll buy that product. So the first rule of business is that your product must be excellent. Now, how do you get a product to be excellent? It means, unfortunately, you're going to have to spend a lot of time perfecting that product, doing research on that product. For me, I'm a doctor of naturopathic medicine. It means studying, learning, trying to find out everything I can about medicine and how I can apply that medicine or offer that knowledge to my patients so that they can get the best possible medical care. available. So that is my business. I am in the business of being a doctor, and so it's my job to be the best physician that I can be. This is first and foremost what being a successful business person is about. Your business must be good. You must be good at what you do. You must be excellent at what you do. And that takes time and it takes money. How much money should you invest in your business to start off? I think a lot of conversations have come up about this. Dave Ramsey talks about the fact that a portion of your profits always has to go back into the business, and there's been different debates about just how much money you have to put in. I think you just have to look at your own unique budget. Understand that you'll probably be taking a greater percentage of your profits and putting it back into your business early on than you will later on. You might be making a lot more money a year, 2, 3, 4 years down the road and investing a lot more to maintain it, but it will probably be a smaller percentage of profits than when you initially start off. I think the biggest mistake I ever made in starting my own private practice was that I was so obsessed with debt reduction. Get the debt down, get the debt down, get the debt down, that for the first 2, 3 years of starting my private practice, my business didn't look all that nice. It wasn't attractive because I was terrified about spending money. I was paranoid that if I spent too much money, I wasn't going to be able to pay off the credit card debt. In hindsight, I now realize that I should have pulled back just a bit, continued to pay down my debt, but put more of my profits into building a business, because I think ultimately it would have made for a more profitable business down the road. The second aspect to business is to find your customer. When you are doing that early research and you are trying to create a great product, the bottom line is who wants your product. This is about research and finding your customer, and about your customer being able to find you. Sometimes that is advertising, sometimes it isn't. Most advertising is word of mouth. Word of mouth seems to be the best way to get new clients, and that's because if you have an excellent product and you supply that product to somebody who's satisfied with your work, they're more likely to tell their friends and other people about what you're doing. So, number one in business, be the best you can be. Be the best you can be. That cannot be stressed enough. That is the cornerstone of good business. Number two, find your customer. Find your customer and make sure that your customer knows you're there and that your customer exists so that they can find you. They know you're there and they know that you produce a great product. And finally, number three, the final phase in running a successful business is you must get the product out. The product must reach the customer, or as my great-great-grandfather used to say, he was a very successful businessman. You have to keep the trains moving. You have to get the product out. All of the things that can go wrong when you can't get the product out, whether it's because a shipment got stopped back in his day, the train, why isn't the train here? Why is the train delayed? Those sorts of problems can devastate a business, even if you have a great product and your customers have found you. If you can't get the product to the customers, you will collapse as a business. And so it's really about finding the best way to get that product out to other people. All right, so those are the three aspects of running a successful business. If you are just starting out, you'll go on a lot of different journeys. You'll be listening to everybody, and probably it's going to be really, really overwhelming. But if you remember the three pillars of running a successful business, I think it's going to help you down the road to stay organized and be successful. So again, those three aspects are: number one, be the best that you can be to supply the best product possible. Number two, find your customers, those people that really, really want to get that product, and make sure they know you're out there. And number three, make sure you can get the product to your customers as cheaply and quickly as possible is certainly going to help. All right. I want to thank you for watching this video of Broke Aristocrats and for joining us for our tea time. And be sure and share, like, subscribe, and tell me what you're doing to take care of yourself without breaking the bank. Also, I'd like to know what your business model is if you do have a side hustle and what you have done that has helped it become successful. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone. Take care.